Okay, I almost had this on the first take, girls, but then I missed one of my subs and I was literally on the last two rotations. So I'm doing this all over again. Anyways, I am going to try to make this as simple and smooth and as fast as I can. The video is going to be a little long. I mean, it's probably going to be about 15-20 minutes. But please watch it over and over and over again till it makes sense. If you have any questions, write them down, bring them to me. I'm more than happy to answer them. I would prefer that you have questions and you ask me, we figure it out, then you just, get super nervous or don't know what it is. Because as I mentioned, if we don't have this down, I can't play you. This rotation is really, really important. It's what helps us score. It's what helps keep people from running into each other. We've got to have this pinned down. So watch it, rewind it, replay, whatever you got to do. Just please make sure you watch this video. I make this for you girls so that it'll make it a lot easier for you, okay? So everything's kind of color coded. I've got your names on here, I've got your numbers, and I've got your positions, right? So we're going to go through all 6 rotations. We're going to go over serve and serve receive. That way you girls know exactly what you're supposed to do and where you're going. Excuse me. Okay, so this is rotation 1. I'm going to show you girls the zones, the zone numbers really quick so you know what they are. Okay, this view is looking towards the net, all right? So this is the back of the court looking towards the net, all right? So this is zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, and zone 6, okay? Now you girls all have your own positions that I have you playing in, like middle block and outside and right side. Sometimes you may not start in that position right out the gate, okay? But it's only temporary. You will be in the position that I'm having you playing in, like right side or middle block or outside, so on and so forth, okay? But there's a whole sequence of things that has to happen before you can go there. Otherwise, we're going to be out of rotation. So case in point, right now, Lily is in the right side hitter position when I have her as an outside hitter. And Leancy is in the outside hitter position when I have her as a right side hitter. This is how we're going to start on the rotation, and I will show you girls very clearly what you'll have to do and how we get you to where you need to be. But again, when you play a different position, it's only temporary. And when I say temporary, I mean for like one hit, and then everyone goes where they're supposed to go. And this video will detail how that all works, all right? So this right here, as it's laid out, is rotation 1, okay? This is just rotation 1 base. This is where everyone's supposed to be on the court, okay? Noelle is in zone 1, Lily is in zone 2, Bella's in zone 3, Leancy is in zone 4, Nora is in zone 5, and Livy is in zone 6. Now, Livy, on the rotation, when we start every set, you don't get to be on the court first. Liberos are very special players, and they don't count as substitutions. So, Zoe, you will actually be here first before Livy when they're checking the rotation. That's before the game starts. That's before the ref waves the very first serve. So Zoe, you'll actually be here on the rotation, okay? As soon as the down ref checks the rotation and sees that everyone is where they're supposed to be standing, she will wave you off, and then Livy, you get to come in. And girls, make sure you high-five each other, just like we did today. Right, so you two will switch out, and then Livy, you'll be in, they'll wave the serve, and then we get to play volleyball. That will happen with every single new set, okay? You only do that one time, and that's after the set's over and we start a new set, all right? So just make sure you girls remember that. All right, so we're going to start out with rotation 1, serve, all right? So we get the ball first. Yay, we won the coin flip. We get to start with the serve. So Noelle, you're going to start out with the serve, and what's going to happen is on my front row, I'm going to have you girls stack up. Because again, I don't want Lily, who's an outside hitter, all the way over here on right side. And I don't want Leancy all the way over here, who's an outside, right? So what'll happen is you girls will stack up just like we did today, or at practice on Tuesday, right? And as soon as Noelle hits that ball, and when you hear it or you see it go over to the net, you girls will immediately go to your positions in defense mode. Right, so Lily, you'll switch over to the left side of Bella and outside, and Leancy, you will go to the right side of Bella and right side. And now everybody's exactly where I need them. Noelle can serve. She's going to pretty much just come right here, and she's going to be ready to play defense, right? So this is our defense position after we have served in rotation 1. Okay, So now let's say we get a whole bunch of points and then unfortunately we lose the ball. It's probably going to happen. Okay, now we've got to go into rotation 1, serve, receive. All right, so we still kind of start with our base a little bit, but things are going to change. All right, so now what's going to happen is, Noelle, you are going to push up to Lily and make sure you're to the right of her and behind her. Livy, you're going to shift over from middle back all the way over here to zone 1 and make sure you don't cross over Noelle, okay? You have to stay right there. So Lily and Noelle, make sure you girls are to the right side of that court. Nora, you will shift over to middle back because you need to fill in this hole. And Leancy, you will drop back and you will temporarily play my DS position. Bella, you're going to drop back to the 10-foot line and you're going to be responsible for covering all these shorts along the net line, all right? So make sure that you're ready to go. If the ball comes all over here, I can have Lily or Noelle cover that ball, but I need you to cover everything along here. The back row we've got covered, all right? So this is rotation 1, serve, receive. Now what's going to happen is once the ball comes over, okay, and we get our passes and we set it up and it's time to attack, as soon as the ball comes over, you girls need to transition into your hitting positions, right? So Leancy, you're a right side hitter. I can't have you zoom in all the way over here and then have, Lily zoom all the way over here because there's just not enough time, right? So you're going to have to transition temporarily to the position that you're closest to. So what will happen is the ball will get served over, okay? And as soon as it comes over, Leancy, even if you get the pass, after you pass, you're going to shift over to outside. Lily, because you were already here pushed up with my setter, you're going to transition back to outside to right side. And Bella, you just get to go straight back to middle block where you would normally be, right? Now, as soon as we set the ball up and we get a kill from our front row, no matter where it is, the second the ball goes back over to the other side of the net, you girls are going to be collapsing and covering that ball, right? So you're going to be over here, you're going to be over here. As soon as that happens, now you girls can switch and go to the spots that I need you in. Lily, you can shift over to outside, to the left side of Bella, and Leancy, you can shift over to the right side of Bella so you're in your right side position, right? So I'm going to run that through one time. All of you need to make sure you rewind and keep watching this because it's still kind of the same scenario for a lot of the rotations, right? We're in serve receive, right? Noelle is pushed up, Livy shifts over, Nora shifts over, Leancy drops back. When the ball comes over, all right, what's going to happen is Leancy, you're going to go to outside. Lily, you will go to right side. Bella, you will go middle block. Right? As soon as the ball goes over to the other side of the net, then you girls can switch and go to the positions I have you playing in, which is outside for Lily and right side for Leancy. Okay? So you don't switch until the ball goes back over to the other side. If you go too early, there's going to be a hole there and I'm going to have two hitters in one spot. It's going to be a really big problem. All right? So that is rotation 1, serve, receive. Okay, now we get the ball back and we have to rotate. Every time we get the ball back from the other team, we have to rotate every single time. Okay, so when we rotate, what's going to happen is, Jordan, you're going to sub out with Nora, and now you're going to be playing front row and you're going to be my outside hitter. All right, when we drop back, Lily, you're going to stay in, and now you are going to be serving. Okay, so the nice thing about this is my back row is not really going to have to change a ton, right? So when we get ready to serve in rotation 2, this is what it's going to look like. My front row is going to stack up because if you look, I don't have people where I'm supposed to, right? Leancy's in middle block and Bella is over on right side because that's where they're supposed to be on rotation. So when we get into serve mode, you girls are going to stack up. Jordan, you're actually good. You can stay right over there. No harm, no foul. Okay, and you'll be actually right there because we're in defense. Bella and Leancy, you girls will stack up. Bella, you just stay into the net right there. And that way, as soon as Lily serves the ball, you can just, boom, go right here, and you're pretty much good to go. Okay, on the other side of that, Noelle, because Lily is off the court, you are allowed to be over here, right? And basically be in setter home 1 or zone 1, which is where you're supposed to be on defense, which is exactly where we're going to be as soon as we serve the ball. Livy, depending on where Lily decides to serve from, if she does decide she wants to serve from all the way over here, I'm going to need you to stay over here, right? Because that way Lily can serve and she can just walk on right there. If Lily decides that she wants to serve mid-court, then you can be over here. And then Lily, when you're done serving, boom, you'll go right there and you're pretty much good to go. All right, so that is going to be rotation 2, serve. Oh, I bumped the camera. That's going to be rotation 2, serve, okay? So now, unfortunately, we lose the ball. Lily's probably going to get a whole bunch of aces, but good chance we may lose the ball. Now the other side's going to get to serve again, so that puts us in rotation 2, serve, receive. All right, so again, we still kind of have to go back to our base, and my setter is now in the middle back. So what's going to happen is my setter's going to push up, okay, and when that happens, Livy, I'm going to need you to shift over and cover that middle back. And Jordan, you're going to drop back and you're going to cover this position temporarily. Okay, and then Lily, you'll pretty much be where you're supposed to be on the rotation. Right, and then Bella, what happens with you is you'll drop back here, and you're going to basically cover these shorts, and then Noelle and Leancy, you girls can kind of cover these shorts over here. All right, now again, if you look, I don't have hitters where I'm supposed to have them, right? I've got a middle block all the way over here on right side. Well, that's okay. As soon as the ball comes over, okay, we set up, we're getting ready to pass, okay, as soon as it comes over, whoever's going to get this past my front row, you girls will transition to your hitting spots. So Leancy, you're going to transition straight back from where you were, which is middle block, and Bella, you will transition back to right side because that's what you're closest to. Jordan, you're pretty much already good to go, kiddo, because you were already in that outside hitter position, right? Now we're going to set the ball up, right? We're going to set up one of our hitters. As soon as the ball goes over the net, girls are supposed to be following that hit, right? So we're collapsing on that ball. And as soon as it goes over the net, guess what? Everybody can shift on my front row and they go right back where they're supposed to be. And Noelle, if you notice, you got to go back here because you got to play defense in zone 1, which is setter home 1, right? Setter home 2 for you is always going to be 1 and 2. Drew, that applies to you as well. We're just not to your rotation just yet. All right, so as soon as the ball goes over, you girls can shift where you're supposed to. Jordan, you were already outside, so you're good. Bella, you can go back to your middle block, and Leancy, you can go to your right side. All right, so that is rotation 2, serve, receive. I'll run it through one more time really quick. All right, everyone, setter pushes up to middle block, which in this case has to be Leancy. Jordan, you're dropping back. Bella, you're covering 10-foot line. Livy and Lily, you girls are going to kind of shift over a little bit. All right, and then as soon as the ball comes over and it's time for us to get the pass, as soon as the pass happens and it's up in the air, my hitters need to transition. Jordan, you got to go right here, which is exactly where I need you. Leancy, you got to drop straight back to middle block, and Bella, you'll drop back to right side. As soon as you get the ball back over to the other side of the net, boom, everyone can switch, and they'll be right back where they need to be, okay? So that's rotation 2, serve, receive. Now we get the ball back. Every time we get the ball back, we need to make sure that we rotate. So now we are on rotation 3, serve. Okay, so in this case, I've got a setter all the way over here. I've got a middle block all the way over here because now my middle blocks have changed, right? So Livy, you're going to be coming off. Zoe, you'll be coming in. Bella, you'll be coming off. And Sophia, you will be coming in, all right? Now, Bella and Sophia, either one of you will serve. That will be up to me, and I will tell you guys which one of you is going to serve, all right? So you'll always ask if I don't tell you beforehand, okay? And in this position, in this rotation, once we're ready to serve, okay, so Sophia, you come back. Now Noelle and Lily, you girls are going to lock hands just like we did at practice. And my front row, you're going to stack up just like we did at practice, okay? So as soon as Sophia or Bella serves that ball, when it hits their hand, when you hear it or you see it cross over the net, everybody's going to shift exactly where they need to be. Right, so basically Noelle and Lily, you girls will toss each other where you're supposed to go. So Lily, you go to your DS. Noelle, you're back here into setter home 1. Sophia or Bella, you need to go into the middle and cover that donut. All right, and then my hitters are all exactly where they're supposed to be. Jordan, you're an outside. Zoe, you're middle block. And Leancy, your right side, right? So not too terribly complex. We just got to stack up, and then everybody kind of goes to their spots as soon as the ball gets served. So, excuse me, nothing too crazy. All right. Now we lose the ball. It is time to go into rotation 3, which is what we're in, serve, receive. All right, so again, because we kind of have to go back to our base, rotation 3, serve, receive is going to look like this. Because Noelle is all the way over here, we're going to push her up behind Zoe because Zoe has to be there on rotation. So again, Noelle, make sure you're behind and just to the right of Zoe there. Lily, you're going to shift over and cover this hole. Sophia, you'll shift over, cover this hole. And then Leancy, you're going to drop back and cover that opening there. Jordan, you are going to drop back to the 10-foot line, okay? And your job is going to be to cover all these shorts, right? So if the ball skims the net or drops really low, this is going to be your responsibility. If it's over here, Zoe or Noelle can take care of that. If it's behind you, I've got 3 back row players who are rock stars who will be able to take care of it. Okay, now again, I don't really have everyone where I'm supposed to, right? Middle block's over here and my outside hitter's here. So it's the same exact thing. Once the ball comes over, we're going to set it up to pass, and everyone's going to transition. As far as my front row, you're going to transition to the closest hitting position to you, right? So Zoe, in your case, because you're here, you're going to transition back to outside, and Jordan, you're going to transition back to middle block. Leancy, you're going to go to right side, which is your normal position anyway, so it's nothing too crazy for you. This is only temporary, ladies, like I said, right? What's going to happen is the ball's going to come over. We're going to get it set up. You girls will transition to the closest spot to you. After the hit happens again, we should be following that ball to the front row to cover it. And then as soon as it goes back over the net, boom, everybody switches and they go right back where they're supposed to be. And again, Noelle, you drop back to center home 1 so you can play defense. Jordan, you're now in your outside hitter position, and Zoe, you're in your middle block position. Everyone's right there where we should be. And again, you girls just stay here and we keep volleying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, you don't have to keep switching. We only do it on the serve receive. Okay. So we get the ball back, yay, and we're going to go over to rotation 4, okay? So with rotation 4, Leancy, you're going to come off, and Drew, you're going to come on. So now we have a new setter because Noelle is now in the front row. So Noelle, you are a right side hitter. Jordan, you're still an outside hitter. And Zoe, you're still my middle block, okay? Drew, you're setting. Sophia, you're still my libero. And Lily, you're still my defensive specialist. Right? So this rotation is actually just like rotation 1, except I have different players, right? Because now Drew's setting and Noelle is hitting right side. And if you girls caught on to it, what you'll notice is that you'll always have a player that's directly 180 degrees out from you. And it's always going to be the same player with the rotation, right? So Drew and Noelle, no matter where you are on the rotation, you girls will always be 180 out. Now, in its front row, it's going to be Leancy, but Leancy, Noelle will always be directly across from you. Sophia and Zoe, same thing. When you girls rotate, you'll be directly across. Lily and Jordan, same thing, right? So if you ever get a little lost, look straight across to make sure that you're across from the right person, right? Not this way, all the way across, okay? Now, when we get to rotation 4, serve, because it's just like rotation 1, when we go to serve, my front row is going to stack up, right? Sophia, you're pretty much already where you need to be, and Lily, you're pretty much already where you need to be. As soon as Drew hits that ball, when you girls hear it or see it go over the net, in case you don't hear it, you'll immediately go to your spots. Jordan, you'll go outside, Zoe's middle block, and Noelle is right side. Now, if you see, I like to always have my middle block in the net because they're not moving. So I don't really need them back here. I want them into the net because you girls are the only 2 that are going to move. Zoe can just stay there, or if it's Bella, she can just stay there as well. All right, so that is rotation 4, serve. Nothing complex. It's actually pretty easy. Okay, other team gets the ball. Now it's time to go into rotation 4, serve, receive. All right, so once we get into rotation 4, serve, receive, what's going to happen is we pretty much still have to go to our base. It's just like rotation 1, just different players. My setter, which is Drew, is going to push up to my right side position, which in this case is going to be Jordan, right? So make sure you're just to the right and behind Jordan. Sophia, you're going to shift over to cover this hole. Lily, you'll shift over to cover this hole. And now Noelle, you're going to drop back and cover this position here. Now, ball comes over. Okay, all right, my back row or whoever gets the pass. Also, Zoe, you need to make sure you're covering these shorts, right? Right here, we got Jordan and Drew covering it. You need to cover this whole section. Okay, ball comes over. Okay, my normal hitters, again, you guys are going to have to transition to the closest hitting position that you're at. Zoe, you're pretty much good to go. You're already in the middle block where I need you, right? So as soon as the ball comes over, whoever gets the pass, even if it's Noelle, you're good. As soon as the pass happens, you girls need to make sure that you transition to your closest hitting position. So Jordan, because you were right here with the setter pushed up, you will transition to right side. And Noelle, you will step up into the outside position, right? As soon as we set the ball up and we hit it and send it over to the other side of the net, you girls will follow it, right? And then as soon as it goes over, boom, you get to switch and you'll be exactly where you are. Jordan, you can go outside. Noelle, your right side. Zoe, you were already middle block, so you're good to go. Zoe, you've got to make sure that you push up to that net for defense so these girls can get around behind you, because if you stay back here, these two might try to go in front net and there's not a lot of room, so they're going to run into each other, right? So make sure you push up right away and that these girls have room behind you to get around you, all right? Drew, when we get to defense mode, every time this volleyball is on the other side of the net, you need to drop back to zone 1, okay? That's setter home 1. You got to play defense here for that outside hit. As soon as the ball comes over, that's when you go to setter home 2 or zone 2, okay? All right, so that is rotation 4, serve receive. Because there's been some changes with our setters and everything else, I'm going to run through it one more time fairly quickly. All right, so we position ourselves, because let's say we don't get the point, we'll have to reset back to this every single time. Every time we go through a rotation, girls, where we don't get the ball back, whatever rotation we're in, we got to reset back to that serve receive position, okay? So we're going back to rotation 4, serve receive, right? Noelle, you drop back. Lily and Sophia, you shift over. Drew, you're pushing up, okay? As soon as they serve the ball over and we're ready to go, Noelle, you will transition to outside. Jordan, you will transition to right side. Zoe, you'll drop back. Drew runs up to setter home 2 or zone 2 to set it up. As soon as you girls hit the ball that goes to the other side, you can switch positions and go exactly where you need to go, okay? So that is rotation 4, serve, receive. Now we get the ball back, yay. Okay, we're going to rotate again. Now in this case, Nora, you're going to come off, backwards. Jordan, you're going to come off, and Nora, you will come in. Again, Nora may serve, Jordan may serve. I will make that decision and I will tell you who's going to be serving. Okay, so this is where you're supposed to be on the rotation. We have serve. Drew, it's just like rotation 2. If you're watching, you're in the middle here. Because Nora is going to step off the court to serve back here, that means you are automatically allowed to come over to zone 1 because it's not out of rotation, because she's off the court. I burped, sorry girls. Okay, Nora, if you decide to serve here, that's fine, but you're going to have to go middle back temporarily until the ball goes over, and then I need you and Sophia to switch. Nora, your position as the DS is always going to be in this corner. Now, if you decide you want to serve from over here, Sophia, you can come right here, and then we're good. After you serve, Nora, you can just go to your position as the DS, okay? Either way is perfectly fine. Just girls need to be conscious of what you're doing, and Sophia, make sure you pay attention as well, okay? So that is rotation 5, serve, right? So nothing too crazy. Again, front row, when Nora serves that ball, okay, Noelle, you will shift over to right side, and Lily, you'll go to outside. So it'll look just like this, okay? So everyone's exactly where they're supposed to be. So we lose the ball. It is now time for rotation 5, serve, receive. Okay, so rotation 5, serve, receive, because when we're at base, Drew's in the middle. You're going to have to push up Drew to Noelle, who's in the middle block position, All right, Lily, you'll drop back to the 10-foot line to cover shorts on this side. Zoe, you're going to shift, yeah, Zoe, you will drop back to cover this position. Nora, you will shift over to the right to cover middle back. And Sophia, you're pretty much already where we need you to be. So we're pretty much good to go there. Okay, and then Nora, you'll shift over to the left. Zoe, you'll drop back, all right? So when the ball comes over and my girls in the back get their pass, whoever it is, okay, again, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to transition to the closest spot you are to hit, all right? So as soon as the ball gets passed up in the air, Noelle, you're going to drop straight back to middle block. Lily, you're going to shift over to outside, which is great. That's already where I need you. And Zoe, you're going to transition over to right side. Again, this is only temporary. As soon as the ball gets hit and it goes over the net, my girls should be going into the net, right? Covering, defense. And then you girls can switch. Zoe, you'll go middle block. Noelle, you'll go right side. Lily, you were already where we needed you, so we're pretty much good to go there. Okay, so make sure you girls transition to that closest spot, okay, on serve receive. And as soon as the ball goes over, that's when you can go to the positions I have you girls playing in. All right, so that's rotation 5, serve receive. Now we get the ball back, one more, yay. Okay, this is base. We go to rotation 6. In this case, Sophia, you're going to come off. Bella, you're going to go in. Zoe, you're going to come off. And Livy, you're going to go in. Okay, this is pretty much just like rotation 3, except we got Drew setting, right? So Drew is all the way to the left and my libero is all the way over here. My right side's where I need them, but my outside's in the middle and my middle block is on the left side, right? So when we get into rotation 6 serve, what's going to happen is Lily and Bella, you girls will stack up. And then Drew and Nora, you girls will lock hands just like we did at practice. And as soon as Livy hits that ball, Lily, you are going to shift over here. And then Nora, you're going, and Livy, you guys are going to throw each other into your positions. And then Drew, you pretty much stay right here in zone 1 for defense, waiting for that ball to come back. Okay? And then we pretty much just play as we need to when we're ready to transition. The ball comes over, girls transition, and everyone's where they should be. All right, so now we get into rotation 6, serve, receive. Okay, it's just like rotation 3. My setter's all the way over here, and my libero's all the way over here, right? So what's going to happen is setter, Drew, you're going to push up behind Bella, right? Make sure that you're behind and just to the right of Bella. Nora, you're going to shift over to cover the hole. Livy, you'll shift over to cover the hole. And then Noelle, you are going to drop back to cover that back row. All right. As soon as the ball comes over, you girls in the back will get your pass. And then my hitters, once again, you're going to transition to the closest position that you're at. So Noelle, you are going to transition to right side. Lily, you'll drop straight back to outside hit or to middle block. And then Bella, you will transition up to outside because you'll be here. Oh no, I'm sorry, Bella, you're pushed up. Noelle, you're transitioning up. Bella, you'll drop back to outside hitter. Sometimes I get a little mixed up, girls. Okay, so and we get the ball set up, we hit it, right? Girls should be covering our hit, getting into defense mode, ready to go. As soon as the ball goes over the net, then you girls can switch and go exactly where you're supposed to be. Bella, you'll be your middle block where you want to be, and Lily, you will be in your outside hitter position where you want to be, right? And then Noelle, you're pretty much good to go because you were already in the right side position, so pretty easy peasy on that one, right? So that's rotation 6, serve, receive, okay? And then we get the ball back, one more, yay! We go to rotation 1, back the way everything started. Okay, in this case, after that rotation happens, Drew, you will come off. Leancy, you will come in, playing front row. And once we go into serve, you girls are going to stack up, just like I started this very long video, right? You girls will stack up, and then as soon as Noelle serves the ball, You get into your defense position. Lily, you go outside. Bella, your middle block, and Leanne to your right side. And then we pretty much just do it all over again 6 more times. All right. So just to reiterate for you girls, every time, no matter what rotation we're in, every time that we serve or we go into serve receive, you have to go back into that position, all right, to get you closer to where I need you to be, the positions that you're playing in, right? So say we're in rotation 4, right, and we're in serve receive. Drew has to push up, Noelle's got to drop back, and Zoe's got to cover that 10 foot, and then Lily and Sophie, you got to push over. Doesn't matter how many times they serve it. If we can't stop that ball, every single time before they serve, you girls need to be in your spots before they blow that whistle. Okay, if you don't, we're out of rotation and it costs us points. So always reset to this every single time. Okay, same thing with rotation 3 or 2 or 5 or 6. Every time we're in serve receive on that rotation, you're going to go to those designated spots that I detailed in the video earlier. And the same thing with serve. If you're having to stack up to get where you need to be, then that's what you're going to have to do. Let's say that Livy goes on a crazy run. Let's say Livy gets 15 aces. Well, that means every single time after Livy gets an ace and you give her massive high fives and everyone crumples in the middle, when she gets the ball back and you guys are done cheering, Drew and Nora, you need to lock hands. Lily and Bella, you need to stack up, because as soon as she serves it, you girls need to go where you're supposed to go. All right? So please watch this video over and over and over. If you're confused, write your questions down and we will address it at practice, because we are still going to do this at practice. The video is not enough, but it helps a lot. Take notes. Tell your parents to take screenshots, print them out, make slideshows. I don't know or care what you have to do. I just really need you girls to get this pinned down, okay? Rotation's super important. The sooner we get it down, the more fun we're going to have, I promise. All right? Thanks.